Hey, it's a Flash After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight, we're breaking down Season 3, Episode 14, called Attack on Central City. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes! Welcome to Flash After Show. Yael, thank you for the suggestion of song.
You're welcome.
I'm going to use this every week.
Okay.
Okay, fine. It's decided.
It's decided. This is the new theme song for The Flash.
Oh my god. Happy Fat Tuesday, everybody.
Yay!
Especially Tiona.
Yay!
T's wearing a mask. Let's do some quick intros and then we'll hop to it. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from @JeffMasters1.
Oh, and I'm Tiona Hobson. I tweet from @Tiona Hobson.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And I am live in the chat. So people who are chatting away, hello.
And I'm Tauri. That's Tauri J. Tauri J. Miller.
No.
T-A-U-R-J-Y.
You spelled it wrong.
Almost. T-I. I just missed an I. That's okay.
Only an I. No
awful.
big deal.
Just your name.
That's awful.
Yael mentioned in the chat. We do this on Tuesday nights at 9-10 p.m. PST, 9-ish. If you want to comment live, we'd love hearing from you. If not, feel free to tweet us. Feel free to leave a comment on iTunes or YouTube. We'd love hearing from you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight?
I am great. I'm just jumping in. Screw all you. I'm great.
Girl, don't
Thank you.
apologize. I asked.
No
Thank you.
apologies.
Oh my god. It's good to see everybody. What do you think of the episode, Tiona?
I like the episode tonight. I have a lot of questions for Tari.
Me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got some
Interesting.
questions. But
It's an interview.
But I liked it. I loved it. I mean, it was almost if like there's lots of couple shipping going on and an ape army. So
I thought it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. What do you think, Tari?
I liked it. The effects were still great. I liked the game of chess that we were playing the whole episode. And also you can't go wrong with monkey on monkey violence. Technically ape on ape violence.
I completely
Wow.
agree.
Bro,
wow.
you
Those
need
are
to calm down.
Girl, you need to calm down.
Non-gender specifics,
why-
you need to calm down.
Why can't the apes all just get along? No,
I don't
no.
know.
Okay.
I don't
Cool.
know.
Well, I can't see, so I'm gonna take off the mask.
I was like, that mask is so beautiful.
I got it in New Orleans,
Oh.
so it's like an official one, but I got it from like the CVS in New Orleans.
Were you there
so-
recently?
I was there for Jazz Fest in like April. It's just been sitting
Last
in my room
April?
ever since.
Speaking
Yeah.
of jazz, I'm trying to give you a segue.
Speaking of jazz, I was so jazzed to see the Harrisons together.
Boom.
Yeah.
Did it.
What do we think about Friends Day?
I love the Harrisons. I think that is the greatest thing ever. I think this Friends Day thing was their way of going, we skipped Valentine's Day.
Also, this was like more or less the Valentine's Day episode. Everyone's coupling up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny too, like the pair of Harrisons, where Smart Harrison from Earth 2 is, I'm reading it as he's so upset that there's a dumb Harrison
Yes.
somewhere in the multiverse. That would bring me so much shame as well. So I'm on that page.
No, I loved it. This is exactly what I wanted after last week's episode. Coming in here, I was like, I need them together, and I'm glad that we spent a lot of time having them interact this
Yeah.
episode, which made me very happy.
Totally.
And it's going to last.
Though he was so mean though. When he like spit in his coffee,
That was
real rude.
that was real rude.
But that was real Harry.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that was so him. Oh, it was great. I missed him. I missed that jerk.
You know what? When he initially said, "Yes, Jesse, quick, you can move to Earth 1, and like I'm gonna be so happy for you," I was like, "Wow, he's growing as a character. We're seeing this arc," and clearly that was wrong. But I'm so upset, I have to admit, about how fast Wally and Jesse moved. They've been.
Oh, yeah.
They've spent a collective 3.5 hours together.
But, guys, how will their relationship ever get to evolve if they're both living in two different interdimension worlds? Like,
Okay, I'm not talking about interdimensions. I'm talking about the same house. Now they live
well,
together.
if she's gonna come all the way over here, she ain't got no real job. How's she gonna pay rent on her own?
Am I
like
old-fashioned
rent is
here?
expensive.
Well, clearly it's not expensive when she moves in with Joe West and Wally West.
But you know, she's eventually got to get her own. Like they're gonna get their own place, like Iris and Barry, and you know.
I think you have a really good point that like them getting
I love
together.
hearing that.
I know that her assumption that they're moving in together was real fast. But I feel like if she had just been like, well, I don't have anywhere to stay, and you asked me to move here, so I'm gonna move in at Joe's place and like have her own room. That would have been something.
But when you're asking someone to leave their earth for you, this isn't like move to the city over to be closer to me. This is, I'm leaving everything behind. I think it's right for a girl's mind to think, okay, well, this is so that we can really do this. We're going to dive in 100%. We're going to move in together.
Well, we should move into her earth.
Nah.
Just saying.
They got enough. They got enough problems here.
They don't need to live with.
Need them.
They don't need to live with Harry.
But also, I feel like since they are so young, like it's very much a young love thing to just kind of jump in and move in together. Because we all know those young 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds who date someone for like 3 months and then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna move with this person. So like, I feel like it makes sense based on the age of the characters and how their relationship progressed, you know. And also, they have so much chemistry; they could do whatever they want.
Speaking of the chemistry, what about all that friction that's going to be happening in the sheets? Two speedsters together, like no one else's mind went there.
You know mine did.
Okay, thank you, Yael.
You know mine
No,
did.
I was too worried about the fact that she has no like social security card. She doesn't have an ID, and like these like very like things she needs to survive.
You're too busy adulting.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tell me this.
Switching the lights.
Oh, we're getting strobe lights. Tell me this.
Sabotage trying to break through.
Did we ever meet Jessie Quick on our Earth? Her doppelganger.
She never existed.
She didn't have
doesn't
one
exist.
because our Harrison didn't have children because he was Eobard. Correct?
Oh.
Am I correct?
Yeah, so...
Because he was killed.
Harrison Wells' wife, I believe she was pregnant at the time when they had the car accident. She was murdered. And then Wells was taken over by Eobard. So, like, Jesse never had a chance to be born.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're exactly
It's a
right.
bummer.
Is that not what I said?
No.
Oh, okay.
Girl.
You didn't say it in
I'm a
detail
man.
like that. Mansplaining is,
it's
a hell of a
thing.
drug.
Apologies.
So, yeah.
So I guess we can then assume that Harrison HR had HR Wells had no daughter then on his Earth as well. I think we would have seen a moment of like, oh my God, you're my daughter, but you're not my daughter.
Right.
Yeah, I think we can assume that no woman would sleep with him. Or that he's not into women.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility.
I have nothing else to contribute about
Okay.
HR's sexuality.
I'm still thinking about the fact that Yael said no woman would sleep with like in my mind.
HR?
No, I'm still laughing at that joke.
It's because
I mean, no,
Joke?
like...
his personality? Are you kidding me?
it's because he won't put down his drumsticks for them.
Yep.
Maybe
So
he
you're
uses that
preoccupied.
drumstick in bed.
Okay.
Girl, 50 Shades on out of here.
All right.
Okay, moving on. Cisco
Ooh,
is sad.
sorry,
and
wait,
lonely.
before we move on, Keith in the chat points out there might be an Earth 1 Jesse now after Flashpoint. Something to consider.
Everything we know has been changed.
It's true.
Yep. And Ivan says that his wife wasn't pregnant, Tauri, so I was right. You were.
Oh man,
Thanks.
she could have been. They could have had sweet,
Anyway,
sweet
moving
sex.
on.
Okay.
Oh, I have something that this has nothing to do with this episode, but it has to do with the future flash forward that we saw where Salvatore kills Iris.
Yes.
It's not an official prediction, but I have to say,
Okay.
when we saw that moment where we watch Iris get killed and Harrison Wells is on the roof with a futuristic gun, that could be Earth 2 Harrison Wells.
Yes.
Did we say that before?
We did not say
No.
that.
Okay.
No, because they hadn't come over yet from Grodd.
Gotcha. Because I was just thinking like, oh my God, that's a big leap for HR to be like wielding this gun and to look serious.
Yeah.
To put his drumstick down. It just made me think like how much more we'll see of him.
Yeah, and we see in this episode that Harry has not the same gun, maybe the same gun. I don't remember, but he's wielding a big giant gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All big guns look like.
Cullen Prime in the chat corrects me that HR is into women because he's into Joe's girlfriend. My apologies.
I mean, he could be into both. Not important.
But
But
he's pansexual.
yeah.
That kind of fits his MO.
Oh, yeah.
The entire episode, because it was kind of like the love episode, I was waiting for Cisco and Gypsy to just like make out aggressively.
Oh, I love her so much, and them together makes me so happy.
I agree.
Yeah. I love them so much, and them together makes me so happy.
What's happening?
I think there's an echo in here right now.
Get
or something.
out.
Such a good point, Tari.
Thank you. Oh, man.
Yael, I'm on your side.
Thanks.
I heard you say it
I mean,
first.
I personally like just love them, and I love them together. No, what do you?
What I love about them is that Cisco's game is just so nerd-tastic.
Forward AF.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that. And I think it's refreshing to see a guy be so forward. But I love when it's like, girl, you know you like me. I'm like, yeah, Cisco, she does, but you guys live different lives. But I loved how she teased him at the end there and like walked away. Like that was hot.
Yeah.
I agree
That kiss
his,
was like everything.
his forwardness works so good with her because she's like super into it. Godspeed Knight in the chat says Cisco is real cocky with her, and she totally takes it.
Oh yeah.
She's like, yeah, give me that cocky, Cisco.
I've never.
Princess on
okay.
cock.
You're not gonna say it?
What?
You're not gonna repeat after me?
What? Do I do that?
Get out.
I think I'm going to get out, guys.
Romeo in the chat says Cisco's game is on point.
Though I felt like there was I saw them breaking up when she got all cowardly on Cisco. He was like, "Help me," and she's like, "Nah, bruh, I got another job to do."
Well, I mean, I can see her not. It's not her fight. It's not her drama. As a girl, I can say I like to try and stay out of other people's drama because when you have a bunch of girlfriends, like there's just drama all the time. So I could see her be like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out because she saw what was going on in Grodd's head and she's like, I don't want to die. I barely know you people.
But
She's not a hero,
but
so she shouldn't be held to hero expectations.
It is technically her fault that they're there, though.
Yup.
Even if she was mind controlled, like she still kind of has a responsibility.
You're gonna agree with him now? I was on
sorry.
your side.
I was gonna say it, but he took it.
There are no sides, guys.
They're totally sides.
There's a
It's
lot of
just
sides.
Tari's right and everyone agrees.
Billie Jean Girl in the chat says Cisco has a type. He likes bad girls.
Oh, yeah.
he does. Hot bad girls.
You know, I
Really hot, sexy women.
You're right. There's never been a
She
character.
is so hot.
Do you think? Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think she's hot?
I think Gypsy is so freaking hot.
Guys, I really think that Gypsy is really hot. Like,
So
she's so freaking hot.
Yeah.
guys.
No, I hadn't thought about that. There's never been a character or like recurring character on the show that I've been like, put her on, like make her a main cast member. Like I'm ready for her to join.
How do we get her here? Like, does she has to lose her job in some way or something? Like, is that how we get her over here? What has to happen in her life to bring her to the team?
Yes, Earth 19 exiles her because she lied to them about killing HR. And so she comes and lives on Earth 1 with Cisco.
And automatically moves in with Cisco because that's what people do.
at Joe's house.
At Joe's house.
She's such a fighter, though, who like gets shit done. I can't see her standing in Star Labs being like, "Yes, Barry, go save the planet. I'll stay here and type on a keyboard."
She's
Yeah.
not going to. She's going to go and fight with him.
He doesn't know how to play well with others.
I would agree with Jeff in that I like her more as an forgive the play on words, but I like her as a transient. Like I like her kind of popping in and out of on the team because I feel like she would be bored, and also I feel like she's really good and not she's good in small doses, but like I like the idea of her just being able to kind of come in and out like badasses do in most shows.
Ulysses in the chat disagrees and says we should keep Gypsy.
I mean, I want her around. I just don't want her to be part of the team.
I just think that it has not been a smooth transition for Barry Allen to figure out how to play in the fields with other people. who are on his team. And we're seeing that more and more.
But I think that's also because the people on his team are people who he's very close with personally. So Barry is always the person trying to protect everyone. Whereas if Gypsy were to come in, per se, she's not really connected in the emotional outside of the like the mission way yet.
Possibly.
Yeah, because he plays well when he teams up with Arrow and Supergirl and all that.
It's just when it comes to Wally and Jesse, like that's like core.
But I think that too is like Cisco has incredible powers. Bring him in the field.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying that for weeks now.
I think Cisco enjoys banging on the keyboard.
But they need to use their people who are most talented like where they're needed. So like I don't want to lose a fight because Cisco was like typing and like using IM.
My only issue with them like adding her to the like her becoming a main staple is that like she's a better Cisco. So like they're either gonna have to sideline her or they're essentially going to have to forget about everything that Cisco has been leading up to. I mean, she could be a great mentor.
They could go off and travel and train and make sweet, sweet love and then come back.
Sorry. No, please, go ahead.
No.
You're a man. Please talk before me.
All right, great. I'd like to see what Tiona wants to say.
Well, I want to know who she was tracking. And I feel like Tauri can give me that answer because we saw the picture of the person and she had that little exchange with that guy.
Yeah, who was that?
And
speedster?
what was going on there, Tauri? Please explain.
I couldn't figure out who the person she was tracking was. I feel like if I went back and like scrubbed real hard.
Had more than 5 minutes before we came on air.
Right.
Okay.
But the person that she was talking to is someone known as the accelerating man. Yes. I don't know a lot about him. He's a very like lesser known speedster. He's not even like he's more Speed Force adjacent. Like he's connected to the Speed Force, so he's a speed conduit, but he's not necessarily like an official speedster.
He's not in the club yet.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You know. He's on the wait list.
He's the scrub outside waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Got you.
Everyone in the chat is saying the accelerated man. That's what they're all saying. They're not giving more information than that.
Can you guys give us a little more information on him, please?
Also, Kevin Lang in the chat says they should put Gypsy on the police force with Joe. I like it.
That would be great. Her as part of the like anti-meta force. Oh, oof. Mm.
Yeah. I think Tauri likes it.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah.
Very well said,
Good
Yael.
point.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yes.
I think that to move away from this conversation in a non-subtle segue, I think that it was really nice to have Harrison Wells from Earth 2 back in the mix, supplying his knowledge and expertise to further
genius.
plot. Yes, we missed that, and for a little while, Julian was supplied that for me. Like a reasonable voice who just said, let's try this, and didn't get emotions involved. And it was very helpful having him there this week.
And convenient that Julian had to go to London. So you didn't have two assholes in the mix.
But that would have been fun.
Oh, I want to see that. I want to see Harry, HR, and Julian.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, Harry
That's
and Julian would team up together just because they both can't stand HR.
And they're geniuses.
And then they would have like an internal battle between them. Yeah, that would be great to see.
Totally.
Chris in the chat says the accelerated man is Savitar. Renji says, is the speedster called the Quicker? I'm taking both of those to Tauri. What?
What? There's no precedent for accelerated man being Savitar, and also I'm not familiar with the Quicker. I'm not familiar with the Quicker. Please educate me.
Those
I
are
am a student.
Maybe it's made up.
those are things from the chat. But Connor points out that they completely forgot that there was no Julie in this episode. And it kind of...
No, they mentioned it.
Yeah, I know, but he kind of wasn't missed.
Because you had Harry there.
He wasn't missed because Harry was there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So we kind of don't need Julian to come back.
Well,
But Harrison's
Harry
not,
left.
He's going back to Earth
Yeah.
2.
He hasn't left yet.
He will. I'm sending him back.
Also, Caitlin needs someone to smooch, so he'll be
You mean
back.
kill? Someone to kill?
I don't know if that's the game they're playing.
No, because when she is with someone, they die.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Not like she's gonna freeze him.
Got it. I thought you were playing F. Chuck Mary.
No. Bang, Mary, kill?
What?
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me later. when Harrison, no, not Harrison, when Joe West had the gun and was pointing it toward his head,
Yes.
did any part of you guys think that this might happen?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Because we have that theory that Joe's going to die and that's why
Yeah.
he's being honored. And I thought, what an amazing twist that it's Grodd who kills him. I loved it. I, as much as I don't want Joe to die, I would have liked this to be the way he died.
Well, I mean, Barry's mentor has to die at some point. I guess Harrison Wells, the original, did, but like it's gotta happen. What do you think, Tauri?
I didn't think that Joe was going to die. I also felt like Barry should have taken the gun out of his hand a lot sooner. Mostly beyond practical reasons, I also would have wanted to see Grodd try to make him strangle himself, because that would have made me laugh. Because he's like, well, if I don't have the gun,
Okay, but that's like no stakes for the audience.
Oh, Tari.
yeah, but still, it would be hilarious.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to see Joe West go by putting a bullet in his own head.
But it would have been so dark and good.
It would have
Yeah.
been extremely dark, and that's why I don't want to see him go that way.
Some of the
He
dark
deserves a little bit better. So since we're talking about Grodd and Joe, I have 2 questions about this segment here. First question is, so they make that helmet thing for Joe so that they can remember his memories of what he saw.
Yes.
Earlier, Cisco had said all he can see is what Barry remembers when he was trying to vibe to see where the girl is going to come. So could Cisco have vibed Joe to see what he saw with Grodd?
I
I wasn't exactly sure how that worked.
I don't think he could, because you don't. Cisco can't see what's in someone's mind. He can only see what someone's experienced.
Okay.
So he can see as far as what Barry perceived when he was around when he went to the future, but he can't see what like Barry was thinking at that moment or what Grodd was thinking at any certain point.
Okay, so then my second question
Good
is,
question, by the
thank
way.
you. Grodd's in plan is to make, he wants the Flash dead, right? Is that his, because I guess this is a 2-part question. Because if that's his in plan, then why doesn't he just mind control Barry to make him harm himself?
I was gonna say because he's a meta, but that clearly doesn't work for the Gypsy.
Well, I thought Grodd's plan was mass destruction. I didn't think it was just specifically
just Barry.
Flash.
Yeah, but if he got rid of Flash, he would have...
yeah, like his plan would
he would
succeed
take
a
over
lot
the city.
better.
That's true.
It's funny because we see that like Grodd is evolving, right? We hear them say like he's evolving, and his speech has definitely gotten better. When he was Joe, he was making coherent sentences, but he hasn't evolved enough to realize that if he takes over Flash and makes him kill himself, he then could take over the city.
And I mean, maybe the chat remembers something that I don't from an earlier episode of when Grodd's there, of like why he can't get access to Barry. It's just, it popped into my head tonight when he took over Joe and Barry was standing right there. I was like, well, I mean, why don't you just get rid of Barry?
That's a great
He's
point.
the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's pointing out that his end plan is to take over Central City and kill everyone, which would be easy if he just does that.
I think it would be too easy of a storyline.
Oh, so
You
this is
know.
just like the writers, like making it more difficult.
Right.
I think that like he takes over Barry, and we say there's no way to stop that, and so he takes over the world, he blows it up, and he moves on.
Like if you're gonna take over someone who's like powerful enough to get part of your job done for you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry, Nerdity Nerd in the chat has a theory that his mind runs too fast.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sure.
So
it
let's go
was.
with that.
Yeah, right.
I'll buy it. Those are great questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Throughout the episode, Barry was questioning whether or not he could kill Grodd. And is there ever a situation where we are going to support him killing the villain?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, Grodd keeps coming back. I think if you get a villain, you capture them, and they either are imprisoned or learn their lesson, like, you're fine. But he came back. Twice.
It just
Kill it.
creates such a bigger burden when you have to capture them and keep them infinitely.
Wait, he's not. We're gonna see Grodd again.
Guys, remember the PR nightmare that was Harambe? Like, you can't just go around killing apes. People get really mad about it, okay?
Too soon. Too soon.
What do you think about that, Tauri?
I have an issue with with this piece of the storyline, but I also have like a counterpoint. So my issue is that Barry is killed before, so it makes it really hard to be like, oh no, Barry can't kill for the not first time. It'll change him for the not first time, because he's never killed before except for those other times that he killed.
Who did he kill?
He in the first season he killed a lot of his people of the week. Mm-hmm. So I mean, what's it called? The zombie guy dead. The multiplying guy dead. But
he was being instructed by Eobard at the time, who was also himself a murderer. So that made him the murderer back then.
Like, even so, like, he's already dead. Like, he's already killed people, so it's hard for them to be like, oh man, Barry, you can't go down that road. And I like that he brought up that Oliver kills, because that is a very good point. So this didn't play as well for me as it should have, mostly because of his track record. Mm-hmm. But the side thing about killing Grodd is that, like, Grodd's evil now, right? But he started as a victim. He was someone who was experimented on, and then after he essentially, like, took someone hostage that he kind of felt a connection with, who was Caitlin. Mm-hmm. They threw him into another world that wasn't his own, where he was bottom of the totem pole. So it makes sense that he be a bit vengeful. And then he comes back here, and yes, he is doing bad things, and his goal is very evil. But at the same time, like, his evil was a created thing. It wasn't like he was born evil.
He had evil thrust upon him.
Yes.
That's a great point. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point.
That is a great point. I still think he should kill
I
him.
still think that the easiest way to make sure someone's day is gone is to kill them. And giving them to Argus, giving him over to Argus. How many times has Argus been hacked, leaked, infiltrated, like people
Just
escape from
broken
them?
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
like just broken out. It happens all the time. That's the worst place they probably could have put Grodd. He's better off staying at Star Labs.
Yeah,
There's less breakouts in Star Labs than
I thought they were going to put
Argus.
him in the pipeline. And I was like, okay then.
I mean, like, when a villain is killing people, is aiming to destroy your entire planet, and has a army of gorillas, it's okay if you kill him. It's for the greater good.
He's gonna kill you.
Chris in the chat says, personally, I think Barry is a villain.
I mean, sometimes.
Yep.
To some people.
Yeah, like, sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he changes time for his own personal gain. Mm-hmm. He's murdered people. He's done a lot of not great things, but he was under the guise of being a growing villain. Or a growing hero.
I think he's selfish. I don't really necessarily think he's a villain.
What's the
he's
difference?
just a very selfish person. Well, you know, there's selfishness and then there's villainy.
Both are thrust upon you. I just can't get over how cute Grodd looked in his little armor. I'm completely serious. When they were, like, marching and bopping, I was like, oh.
Guys, I really thought that Grodd looked really cute in his armor. Like, when they were bopping around, I thought, like, oh.
I kind of disagree.
I loved the Solovar. Is that his name?
Solovar, yes.
Whatever. The guy who's not Savitar.
Zanzibar.
Yes, I loved that. They brought him in to end the fight. I was like, this is a genius plan.
I agree.
I did not see this coming. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I was, because I, to be honest, was not a big fan of this entire arc of 2 episodes. I was like, meh, it's okay. And this moment I went, this is good. This is good. Yes.
It makes
Take
sense.
it away, sorry.
I loved it up until I loved it up until the point that he didn't actually kill Grodd.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I expected him to
I
kill
thought because
also.
if you're gonna bring him over here and the apes fight to the death and that's their thing, like I thought Barry was getting out of having to kill him by bringing in someone else who wanted him dead just as much, if not more, than Barry.
That would have worked perfectly.
I disagree though.
I know.
From a writer's standpoint, or like from a writing standpoint, I liked the circular piece of Barry sparing Solovar, and then that allowing Solovar to come in and help Barry, and then him using that to convince Solovar to spare Grodd. Like, I think that it really like brought everything back together. I think Yael's issue was that like all of these pieces felt really kind of disconnected in terms of plans and actions, and then but like Solovar coming in brought it together. It connected the first and the second episodes, and then gave everything that happened in the first episode purpose by bringing in this one moment.
Yes, that's what I thought, but also
What he said.
yeah, but also I would have liked if Solovar would have said like, fine, I will show mercy. I will not kill him, but we're taking him back to be my prisoner.
Yes.
And then took him back and killed him in Gorilla City.
But we don't know that he got killed because, we don't see what happens in Gorilla
No,
City.
I
He
would have
stays
liked
in
to see
Gorilla
it.
City.
I would have liked to have
Oh.
seen them take him back and then gone, I told him I'd give you mercy, and then kill him
Well,
anyway.
we have infinite seasons to work for in like the writer's minds, so like
I
they
know.
are very hesitant to kill off anybody.
And Grodd is
Right.
a great villain, and so I can see why they want to keep him around just from like I'm trying to make sure that my city's not taken
Yeah.
over ever again by this one person. The best way to ensure that is to make sure he's not around to do it because
Yeah.
everybody has broken out of
I agree.
all the jails, all the prisons, everything. So, I mean, clearly this isn't the last we'll see of him.
Yeah, I'm even having like flashbacks of Plastique from like episode 3 or 4 when she like her like glowing purple heart and she like disappeared in the bottom of the ocean. And I was like, oh, she's coming back.
Yeah.
So my only issue with the fight was I was so happy when Solovar came back and they battled and it was so cool and they're like little nimble bodies. My issue is that it was the three of them, the Flash, Kid Flash, Jesse Flash,
Jesse Quick.
waiting for Solovar to come because that was the plan.
Yeah.
However, they had to keep us, the audience, in suspense because it was a surprise. But in keeping us in suspense, it made them look really dumb because I was like, what is their plan? Because they effectively seemed like they had no idea what was going on.
Well, they were waiting for Vibe and Gypsy to get back.
Yeah, but they were acting like they were not acting like that because they did not want to give it away to the viewers. But and for me, I perceived it as they're just being dumb, and they didn't like spend 30 seconds to come up with a plan.
I disagree. I saw it as them like, we gotta wait for Vibe and Gypsy, so let's just distract them until we can so they don't destroy the city. But then I expected Vibe and Gypsy to come and just make portals for them to push people through, or like,
Yeah.
or the gorillas, not people, but like, to put a portal under them so they all fall in. That's what I thought the
been
plan
That would have
was.
been really cool.
I guess they don't have the budget.
Yeah,
Busy making gorillas.
Yeah, they had two gorillas fighting across a city. Their budget's gone, bro.
Yeah, they couldn't finish the gorillas. If you know what I
She
mean.
just wants them to be wearing pants next time.
Yep.
But yes, sorry.
Thinking about the wearing pants?
Yes, it really distracted me.
You're welcome.
But I agree that I disagree. I agree with Yael that I disagree with you, Jeff, in that they knew exactly where the best place to meet the gorillas was going to be, which was at that one intersection.
Right.
And so they figured that's where they'd cut them off at the pass, which allowed them to distract them long enough, and it allowed them to have a distinct meeting spot so that Gypsy and Cisco could come to that one place.
So
I
if
guess-
I could, maybe
Please,
I can
please.
explain a little bit of what Jeff might be thinking.
Okay.
The first time that we went to this place to meet, they brought the full police force with them.
Okay.
And then no one showed up. So maybe this time, if they had also had the backup of the police just in case something had gone wrong, that would have seemed like they had more of a plan in action of like, we're all gonna like stop these gorillas from getting into the city?
I mean, I
for
wouldn't
you?
want to put like police lives at stake, but for me, what I perceived before we knew that Gypsy was coming with the gorilla, I perceived them to be standing in front of the gorillas and waiting for them to come. Like, I didn't see them, like, pushing up a car on its side, you know, like, throwing, like, a lightning bolt, or doing, like, the wind hands, or doing anything to create a diversion. They just kind of stood there and were like, we're gonna wait here, and, like, maybe Jesse Quick will run around you, and it's not gonna be effective because there's 1,000 of you.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that was purposeful to keep us in the dark, and it made them look dumb.
Got it.
I just hate seeing these characters look dumb.
I agree with you.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my
I can
god,
see
yes!
that.
Won him over. Cool, I'm glad I got to
And I just don't know what I'm
articulate
talking
that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Do we think that Jesse Quick is going to become a permanent resident on the show?
I think we've been asking for this for a while. We've wanted her over here, haven't we? Fans have chat room, you guys?
Maybe.
I just think it seems fairly certain now with Harrison faking his death, saying he's dying
That
but not
was
dying.
so funny.
I believed him.
So I believed him. I love when Wally, first of all, told her, because that ended our stupid trope of keeping secrets and then being upset that someone
Totally
kept a
agree.
stupid secret. So I love that he told her, and I love even more that she went, "Ugh, I know what he's doing," because like that's a dad and a daughter right there. That's family. And I thought that was such a cute moment
I
when
agree.
she was like, "How could you?" It was so good. And everyone's like, "You're dying?" I loved it. Loved it. Tauri, take it.
She's a fan.
I loved
Loved it.
loved it.
There it is.
But I think that she'll stay for a few episodes. I think that they will be kind of juggling our speedsters and our Julian characters, like all of our ancillary characters they're going to have going back and forth. So there will be times when she's visiting her dad on Earth 2 while Julian's hanging out with the gang, and then Julian goes away and someone else comes in. Because, you know, they're juggling a lot of characters in the show.
They are. A lot of storylines.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the big moment at the very end.
Yes.
So Iris comes home. She finally went to work for 3 seconds.
Yeah, she was like, "I gotta write this story. I'm gonna get fired." Girl, you're fired.
Which I'm happy because a lot of people commented last week, do these guys even still have jobs? Like, no one goes to work
Well,
anymore.
at the beginning of this episode, Joe was like, "I gotta get to work," and I was like, "So do you, Iris."
I felt like everyone slow
Well,
motion
and
just
Barry.
turned to Iris.
Yeah.
Barry has a job again, too.
Especially
point.
because Julian usually covers for him, and he's visiting his family.
Yeah.
No one has a job there.
So Iris, we'll assume, has her job still, and
Sure.
she writes during the dark of night. She comes home wearing a white skirt,
Oh yeah, I did notice that. It looked good.
and he proposes,
Ugh.
and with a monologue and a half about the ring in World War IX.
Two.
And two, I forgot. Sorry.
Wrong Earth.
I blocked out everything in the Holocaust as a Jew. And then they cliffhangered us.
Yeah.
Is she not going to say yes? Is that not a given?
I hope she says no.
Here's the reason why I think she should say no. Because, and I love them. I want them to be happy. I want them to have little mixed babies and be all cute. But his speech about why he was why he should do this, it still felt like this is because you're supposed to die. I feel like we should do this because I might not have you to do it later.
You want more for her.
Yeah, and it's a decision that, yes, she might have numbered days to, do what you want to do to be happy, but also, Barry, don't tell her, let's do this because you might die. And instead of thinking about the future and what might happen, I'm going to create a future. I was like, that's a good line, but at the same time, you still have to get her through this clearing first. I don't know.
A lot of people in the chat are saying she's going to say no. Ulysses says she needs to say no. Casket fan says, I think she's going to say no. I saw a bunch of other no's.
She's a stubborn person. Do we think that and smart. Do we think that she's going to say no because she doesn't want this man that she loves to lose a wife? That she just wants him to lose this girl he loved?
I don't know. I want her to say no because I think this is dumb. But Billie Jean Girl says, don't ruin my moment. Yeah, I love the proposal.
You tell her.
If he had just stopped talking when he was talking about the ring and his grandpa, then been like, that's what this ring means to me and my family, marry me, I'd be like, yes.
What if he was like, I have this ring and this life insurance policy?
Then she should say yes.
Oh yeah. I think that it'll be a maybe. I think what she'll probably end up doing is say that she'll say yes on May 25th. Whatever the day after the day she's supposed to die is going to be.
Yes.
See, I thought that when he was talking about like taking future into your own hands and whatever, I thought that he was proposing and was literally going to say, let's run away for a month. Jesse Quick and Wally West can like handle it here. We got to save your life, baby.
That's a really good idea. But Cobbs in the chat agrees with Tauri. She's going to say yes, but extend it till the end of the season. Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, I'm going to say something from the preview for next episode. Spoiler. So we have 2 cliffhangers. 1, the proposal. 2, Savitar.
Yes.
Savitar.
Which was before the trailer.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But I think the fans appreciate you.
Thank you.
Warning them.
Savitar
It's
and
when
Wally.
Wally goes to get some big belly burger for his girl, his gal pal.
A speedster who can
His
run and get her
amour.
own.
Maybe she forgot where it's located.
Or she just wanted to.
It's been a while since she lived there.
She just wanted to nose around the house. She just moved in, bro.
She was looking
She's
for
going
his
through his
porn
drawers.
stash.
Girl, you need to calm down.
Did we did not see Wally when Iris died, correct?
Correct.
Could he be like in a cage?
Maybe.
Sure.
He could be.
Dancing? See a go-go dancer?
Yeah.
But when Iris died, we didn't see anyone the first time. It was just Barry. And then after we changed some events, we went back and that's when we saw who we thought was HR could possibly be Harry up
Yes.
there. So, it's constantly in motion and training. Then we said, oh, Barry finally got started. He was like, hey, Wally, I need you there with me that night. So
What do we
know.
think's gonna happen, T?
Should we then head into
predictions?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, I just thought of one.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh, now the lights don't flash?
I'm not making a noise.
What is
So,
your prediction?
first prediction is because someone said it in the episode, I want to see a Grodd versus King Shark fight.
Chat was going crazy for that idea.
I would love to see that in next season at some point when we get these guys back. My second prediction is that Savitar, whatever he does to Wally, he's gonna take Wally's powers away, and Wally would not be Kid Flash anymore, which would
Oh
then
my
affect his
God.
relationship with Jesse because he'd be back to the jealous boyfriend, and then he also couldn't help save Iris.
What a
And-
prediction,
Oh, I love
Tiana!
that.
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, well, now I'm baffled. I think when in the preview we see that Barry says that maybe Savitar is spying on them through Wally's eyes. I really like that idea. I think that's great. And I think next episode is going to be where we reveal how Savitar is going to escape the Speed Force. Maybe not he doesn't do it in the episode, that was English, but he might. We might figure out how he's going to do it.
Man.
Yeah.
I feel like Tari's about to shut down my prediction right now.
No, not at all. I'm gonna revitalize my previous prediction that Wally is Savitar. I said it before. Everyone was like, "You're dumb," and I'm revamping it, or I'm revitalizing it again, saying it right now for everyone that is my prediction. The way that Savitar gets back into the current Earth is through Wally. So that is that, which is in line with what you were
Yeah.
saying. I also have a secondary prediction based on their use of the term dead man in this episode. Dead man is a DC character. Boston Brand was he's a circus performer. He died. He got the ability he became a ghost, and now he can possess anybody he wants, and he wanders in the ether. He got it from a Hindu god, which kind of ties in with our Savitar thing, which because Savitar is the god of speed, blah blah blah, in Hindu or whatever. So I'm predicting that Harry actually dies and becomes Dead Man.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Mind blown.
Okay.
There was a prediction in the chat from Romeo Lopez, who says Savitar is probably Julian from the future and used present Julian to be alchemy. I love that idea. I don't know how it works, but I really like that idea. Everyone's really excited to see this King Shark Grodd battle.
I really think that we need to make that happen, but you know, it can't happen this season because all of the season's budget went into these last 2 episodes, so we gotta wait for a new budget.
They also went into paying of the music writers for the Music Meister episodes.
Yeah.
You know, Rachel Bloom, Pasek, and Paul, who are now our Oscar winners.
Mystic Lightning in the chat says Savitar is manipulating Barry the whole time by showing him the future. And Ulysses Campbell agrees, says hashtag give us Deadman with your idea.
Yeah.
Those are great predictions.
These are great.
Really good.
I'm going to shut it down because I'm going to say this. Oh, crap. We're out of time. This has been so much fun. We'll be back next week. Until then, I'm on Twitter at JeffMasters1.
And I'm at the Tiona Hobson, and you can also catch me on Once Upon a Time Returns this Sunday, so make sure you check out the after show.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm on shows here like Switched at Birth, Law and Order SVU when we come back in the middle or end of March, Grimm for the final season on Sundays, and Gay Weekly Roundtable on Thursdays.
And I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J. That's TAURIJAY. You can also find me here on the CWDC slate, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and also Grimm.
Seacrest out. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.